and here we go. Game number 2, round of 32. Carrico and Avely on the way. At the bottom of the map we have Carrico and Isis playing in red, and at the top we have Avely also playing Isis in blue. Right away scouting with their pharaoh and their priest out towards the map here. So what can you tell us about this Isis mirror here at Ryfang?
I think Avely's a much more experienced player. You heard Carrico mention it before the game, that he's a set player. So, Isis is a bit AE wars, get a little advantage, more so than the set versus Isis. We're also at a more even playing field in the set versus Isis matchup. You shifting sands and get a bit of advantage, so kind of play from ahead. So, just matchup wise, I give Avely a big advantage. It's just in the experience in this specific mirror. First game of the series I believe was set versus Isis. Carrico took, but
since the civ restriction, you can't pick the winning civilization twice in a row. We have an Isis mirror, Carrico changing his civilization from set. Now, this map tends to have a lot of relics, and it makes sense why both players would send their pharaohs straight to the middle of the map. We see here already Avely picking up 2 relics, myth units more resistant to other myth units, and trio of monkeys. That can help with the scouting and such, but not necessarily strong in battle.
So yeah, both players going from right away, and then you look at the relics and it's a bit of a disappointment. Nothing really significant that would affect the balance or likeliness of who wins the game. Sometimes you get like a cheaper archer relic that'll make your chariot archers cheaper, and that can play a huge factor, but relics we saw don't make a difference whatsoever.
Oh, definitely. Even cheaper caravans or town center population all play big parts. The cheaper and faster caravans.
One thing not mentioned was the fact that Avely made it to the round of 4 in the last tournament you hosted, the PK Tournament 4. Made it to the round of 4 and went to a game of 5 and a best of 5 series against Ghost Lake. For a while it looked like Avely was actually going to win that series and advance to the finals versus the Mista, so very good player, Avely is. I don't think he's been too active recently compared to the last tournament, but not someone you want to underestimate.
Well, all I can say is you never know. Because Carrico, I don't know how well he knows Isis, right? Because I think he was practicing with Set, but Isis is a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. I think his best bet might actually be, especially with the safe second gold near the back town center, I'd like to see Carrico play a boom heavy safe game. Try to take it to late game where you're basically just playing normal Egyptian versus Egyptian. As a team game player for MG and RTSL, Carrico's got to be pretty good with the late game because games mostly go late, more so than 1 versus 1, so like to see a passive game from him rather than getting out in the middle of the map, exposing himself to AE, Priest Wars, and the different sort of, I don't know what the right word is, but the micro battles that happen in Isis Mirror that he might not be used to.
Right, the micromanagement of the priests and the A&E. And there's lots of science there. It really
sort of
takes a lot of experience, I guess you could say.
Yeah. There are different ways you can play it. You can use your priest, your pharaoh, your priest, and then make like 3 or 4 extra priests right after you hit classical and try to knock your opponent off of food. That's a common strategy we often see, where you can play more passive, but at the same time, if you don't go that priest heavy strategy, you've got to also make sure you get your priest out early in order to defend against AE. The last thing you want to do is get caught with 9 or 10 food villagers in the middle of the map with just a priest and a pharaoh, and your opponent casting AE and then having lots of priests and a pharaoh. So I want to see Carrico not get caught in a bad position and make it into a longer, more even game. And it's 1-0 Carrico, by the way, Mista.
Yeah, Carrico's ahead right here. Second match here, best out of 3. We got some more walls going up for Carrico here.
I said it several times, the MG and the team players, you see the wall heavy strategy a lot more, and I really like it in 1v1 play. In games you absolutely have to wall, so they're really accustomed to walling off everything. Like everything, like complete walls, as you see even at the top. I don't think you'd see any other player in this tournament who's typically a 1v1 player building this kind of wall to the very top of the map here. Top left we see.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on all these walls. I mean, sure, this wall and the other wall's nice, but I mean, I think he's just going a little extra here with all this gold that he's spending on that wall to the top of the map.
Right, it could come back and haunt him if you get into the priest wars and AE. That gold could have gone to priest to better defend against AE, for example. So
if you're going to
we'll have to see how it pays off.
If you're going to build a wall all the way from that lake to the other lake, or perhaps swamp, that's at least a couple hundred gold, isn't it?
I wish I knew the exact cost of walls more. I'm guessing it's probably roughly 100 gold total. Not huge. What it could do is it could help him get trade up earlier. I wonder if he might try to go faster, or I can get early trade as a result of having this complete walled off. There's also a gold mine up there, but again, he has this safe second gold behind his town center, so he shouldn't need to use that gold in the top left that soon. It also is close to his third town center, which is, I don't know if it gives him vision, but it helps him control his third town center a bit more as well.
Avely,
the early priest coming out for Avely, though.
Yep, he's just using prosperity on 2 mines here. Carrico building a dock in that swamp.
The dock leaves me speechless at the moment. I don't know.
Well,
I guess technically it's in water range of the third TC of Avely, so later in the game I guess I could see it. I don't know if he wants to do arrow ships to try to hold this position. That's the only reason for getting it this early, though.
Well, and even siege ships, but yeah, arrow ships tend to be very nice. I mean, you've got a path behind these trees here in front of it. It just tends to be a very narrow path all the way around the swamp, so I think the arrow ship could definitely work. He is making
there
some
we go.
now. Migdal's going up.
That Migdal actually might be in range of the arrow ship. Get just outside of the Migdal range, otherwise the Migdal arrow fire would just kill any ships that spawned.
I think he should have made that Migdal a little closer. But it looks like he canceled the boat and is remaking it.
I actually... Like I said earlier, I'm glad Carrico is playing this conservatively. He's walled himself in with the wall. He can get an early trade route going, and I think that's the style he needed to play to win this matchup. And being a team player, it wouldn't surprise me if his late game might be a little stronger, just because he's used to playing late game so much, being a team game player. So I like that he didn't get caught out on the map.
He's only using prosperity on 6 villagers. Oh, he's got 5 other more there. But that's only 11 villager prosperity.
Not the best prosperity, and also extremely late. In a typical Isis mirror, you'll never see it that late. You typically use it right as you go heroic, and then you'll use all your gold villagers as well as all your food villagers at that time to kind of get the gold out for mid goals and minutes. bit heroic. Ah, there's a little hole in the wall. I was wondering how those chariots got in, and then if they were trapped, they were just going to die to the Sphinx, but gets out.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess there could have been a glitch there.
Okay, Carrico's not even heroic yet. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing... Oh! Thor. I really like this decision. He's switching up the style of play significantly.
Well, I don't know if it's significant, but Hather is definitely nice with the crops.
Guarantee you can go download 100 ISIS mirror matchups and RTS Sank, and none of them will have the ISIS playing going Hathor.
Well, I wouldn't say none of them. I'd say at least 80% of them go A&E, but I've seen Hather here and there.
It's a risky move. It pays off in the late game, but in this early first push, it leaves yourself vulnerable not having AE available. So it's a more defensive late game style play, which I kind of like. I have to agree with you there,
because AE would definitely be nice right here, but you gotta keep in mind, Avely's got 5 priests, Pharaoh, and some other priests probably coming down there. Not sure how he's going to deal with this push.
Not a fan of the early mercenaries like this. I kind of view that as wasted gold that should be going towards units or upgrades, especially when the mercenaries are just dying for nothing. He just basically threw away 500 gold for nothing. Killed 80 HP on a siege tower, and that was it. You can pick off the myth units before AE is used. That's really nice. Bit of a miss micro there by AV, losing his 2 myth units for nothing there. You like to save those for when Eclipse goes off, because then they just become so much stronger. Elephants aren't typically a very good defensive unit either, so I'm a bit surprised why he's spamming elephants to defend here. They'll do well at picking off the siege towers and buy him time, I guess? That's the only explanation I can think of. You see the double market coming out from Carrico as well. Avely setting up his markets as well, though.
Carrico is doing a very good job here. He's actually not doing all that bad.
He just wants to buy the game late. If he can secure his 3rd town center,
the game would be in his favor, because Hather is the better minor god here.
Exactly. The mercenaries lasting longer makes a huge difference in this matchup, and then the rock drops. Just pick your opponent apart with the rock drops.
I mean, I sometimes go Hather versus Isis when I'm Isis, because the Isis player would make like 10-15 priests, and so I would just avoid ancestors altogether. And here we go, push here by Avely.
Okay, so he's garrisoning the elephants and using them as a defensive unit to buy time. I really like this style of play. It's not something you see every day, or almost never see. I can't even think of a time where I've actually encountered this on the ladder recently.
Looks like he's attempting to go for that 3rd TC there.
I'd see that too. Okay. He's got the bliss there. Thankfully. I'd say if he was able to sneak up that 3rd town center, that would be a critical mistake by Avely to allow that. If I'm Avely, I want to take that 3rd town center right now. I know Carrico's playing defensive, turtling. He's got the chariot archers. I don't know why he's not shutting down the top of the map where the trade is right now. Secure that 4th town center for Avely, and then also shut down the trade of Carrico right now. No, he's not trading to the other side. He's got the bliss line of sight. He's got to know the trade's there. He's got the 18 chariots. He's got the map control. He's got the siege to break the wall. Really should be trying to control the top at the moment. Shut off the trade. The opponent's got 6 elephants, but he's got the 2 mid goals and a town center set up, so it's not like Carrico's going to be able to break his middle town center anytime soon. So really just needs to control the top.
There you go with Avely. Yeah, looks like he's there to cut off the trade. Very smart move.
If he rolls the top here, like he's got the advantage 2 at the moment, I think Avely's going to win the game. If he had screwed up and let Carrico secure that third with the mid goal there and take the town center, then he could have blown this game, but I think Avely's handling it correctly, and I think he should be able to pull it off going forward, especially now that he's securing that fourth there.
I just don't want Avely's chariots to get stuck here. Now, does Carrico have Medjay on his mercenary?
I don't think you can check as an observer. I don't think it shows up, but based on the way they're dying, I don't think he'd have it this early. Surprised Avely hasn't broken down that wall with his siege. He has siege towers out near his other town center. I don't know why he hasn't broken through that wall yet. Give his chariots an exit point. And again, with the elephants being a defensive unit, the elephants aren't going to be able to do anything against the chariots.
Wow. There's ancestors.
Really like this. Really like this.
And the chariots just picking off the
Position
priest
the chariots in between the markets so the elephants couldn't get surface area to attack him. He's going to be able to pick off all the priests and then kill all the elephants. Elephants can't run from AE, so that 1,000 plus worth of food of elephants is just going to die to AE here. He's also pushing in the front at the main town center as well.
Yeah, that's too bad. Elephants fighting A&E.
Minor thing, going back to earlier when he lost the Sphinx and Scorpion to kind of nothing, this is where you'd like to have him, because if you had the Sphinx and Scorpion there as well, they'd be doing a ton of damage.
Just taking a look at both players' techs. Okay, it looks like Avely's going to back off here since Carrico's got quite a few mercenary on the field at this point.
He's got to go back to the top and shut down the trade. Again, he's got a siege tower building near the left town center. I'd like to see him break down that wall, control that land area, and wall it off himself. Still got vision and knows that Carrico's not moving to the right side of the map to get trade, so if he can shut down the trade to the top while having his own trade flowing freely for the last 5 minutes, Avely's going to be in an amazing spot. Another huge thing he should be doing is docking up on that body of water. We see the 2 siege ships garrisoned inside Carrico's dock at the moment, building his own counter docks on that body of water to protect it as the game goes on. Towers will also help if any siege ships pop out, but I still think the siege ships can go to the back of the water and outrange the towers once they get the mythic upgrade.
Well done, well done.
When did he hit mythic? I completely missed that. He's got the mythic range upgrade on his siege, so like I said, he can outrange the towers and is going to be able to take that town center out in a second.
Well, surprisingly, Carrico got mythic about 5 minutes ago, and just using his Son of Osiris power now.
I think we're seeing the fast Titan, potentially. Just built a monument. Second.
Those ships should go in the middle of the lake there, so the siege towers don't get range on them. Yeah, those
siege towers really don't do that much damage to the ships, so it's not a huge deal. So yeah, we do see the Titan.
Wow.
I knew that monument was for something.
Killing off pretty much 25 chariot right there in 10 seconds. That's Son of Osiris.
I'd like to see him focus down the town center with the siege ships. He's got 2 out. So he's going to be able to pick off that town center soon. Bunch of idle villagers to the bottom golds for Carrico. Hopefully he'll transition them for the Titan soon. think he's just
Cyrus is doing an excellent job here.
Get it out earlier and your opponent doesn't have like chariot archers to kill it, then it's extremely effective in an Egyptian war.
Carrico should be very careful because Avely's at Toth now, and he has that mythic god power, so he should definitely get that monument up. He does have one towards the back, but
Avely's done it. He broke down the trade of Carrico, and that's going to win him the game.
well, he could just rebuild the market.
Walled it off now. That's how you completely control it.
Oh, why is it doing that?
Carrico's also got absolutely zero military, and again, all his villagers are idle to the bottom. He just spots it now, but without an army, you can't rely on mercs, especially when you no longer have a trade route.
Yeah, well, he does have quite a few villages on gold here, and his score is looking pretty darn good. There's Locust.
Only thing that can make it interesting at this point is if he's able to get the Titan out early enough. Then you'll have to see Avely dealing with the Titan, but even if the Titan comes out with this big of an advantage, Avely should be able to handle it, even if the Titan does get out just freely. Should have that big of an advantage at this point. Produce trade, he's empowering his trade. So he should have the gold to spam priests, gets his building upgrades, just controls the map still, shuts down the trade, and gold stars Carrico. He should be fine. Son of Osiris is pretty wounded now. I'd like to see him focus and finish that off, and then he's in really good shape.
There he goes. He needs to keep that monument alive. Well, he does have one more monument, actually.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I'd almost like to see Meteor on the gold. If Avely could spot Carrico's gold and Meteor that, just kill the villagers, that would even be a good use. Gotta realize, without trade, and just having half your villagers on a Titan, the other half on that gold, if you kill half his villagers, he's pretty much crippled, if he wasn't crippled enough to begin with. Use Siege to focus down that last monument. Like you said, got one monument down. If he kills the other, we could see some fireworks with the Meteor.
Well, he better repair it. He better repair it. Or build another one. Or something. Seriously.
Meteor in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Oh! Oh, very
I did not
well
know that
done.
was coming. Extremely nice use.
Very well done. And he just used it within the split second. But
Very nice defense to get the Titan up potentially, but again, even if he gets the Titan up, don't get your hopes up. He's still absolutely crippled economically, whereas Avely's got the whole map trade going. He'll be fine regardless.
Ouch, that's a lot of elephants. Does he have crenellations? Ooh, he doesn't have crenellations.
He's also out of gold now, so the mercenary spam's gonna die off in a second.
Ouch. That is really unfortunate. Although I did like that eclipse. Really well done. Preventing Meteor by Avely there. And that's it. Calls a good game. That was game number 2 in the best out of 3 series. It's now 1-1. Wow.
The unique game. Something
Yeah,
you
it
don't
was
see
rather
every day.
unique. Yeah, I was hoping to see more Crocs, though.
Like you said, I think Avely had so many priests out early that the Crocs wouldn't have been that effective. But I guess turtling the Crocs with the big range, you can turtle them in your base, and that makes them safe against the priest, so maybe. I think the biggest X factor in that game was the control of the left side. I think if Avely hadn't broken through and Chariot AE raided when he did, if he waits like even 1 or 2 more minutes, raid the top, shut down the trade and stuff, then I think it could cost him the game. Hit it just in time like he should have.
And we're on to game number 3.
Carrico can go back to his main of set now. That's kind of the advantage that the player who wins the first game in the best of 3 has in this round.
Hi there. Is my sound better now?
Yeah. Yeah, it is better.
Alright.
Much better than it was before, that's for sure. No echo. Alright, so I just want to give the introduction here for game number 3. So it's 1-1 right now. This is round of 32. Carrico versus Avely here on Mediterranean. We got Avely playing set in blue, and Carrico in red playing set as well. Alright, interesting. How's the map looking there for you, Ryfang? Hello, Ryfang. Well, I guess it's not here.
Sorry, was muted. Fishing looks about even. I'd say Avely has a teeny advantage in that his are closer to the door. Docks right on him, but other than that, I think the watch on this map is the town center position. Want to see how many town centers are in water range. If one player has a third town center in water range and one player doesn't, that can factor in huge game goes later on.
Right. Okay, and Count, have you been watching these games here?
Yeah, I've watched the last game.
And
It wasn't.
what do you think of this current match right here?
Well, the map, I guess, is better for Avely. He got a better fish. But on the other hand, Carrico is hunting right now, and Avely isn't. So Carrico will be faster in second age.
Oh, I see. And although we didn't stream it, we got to keep in mind that Carrico actually won and beat Avely when he was playing set.
Yeah, but in that game, Avely was playing Isis, and that is pretty good against Isis on high-hand maps, and also on low-hand maps.
I see. Now, in terms of this kind of Mediterranean, this kind of map here, in a set mirror, anything, you know, that you would think that could happen? Anything you expect to happen here?
Well, I think both will go classic warfare. They will both make a lot of ships and try to outmicro each other. I don't expect any of these guys to go Vaseric. Maybe one of them will pull out Anubis for the snakes in water. That might be interesting to see.
But isn't shifting sands always better? Almost always?
I don't know. I'm not that experienced playing set. So,
Right.
yeah, who knows? Maybe.
Now, you've suggested that they're going to be fighting classical. Now, do you know these players? Do you know Carrico and Avely well? Their play styles,
Well,
or
I know Avely. I have never seen him going fast heroic. He always likes to play classic warfare on Mediterranean. This, I guess he will do the same right now.
gotcha? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
One thing you saw early, the boar use by Carrico, converting those boars. Boars are probably the strongest animals against villagers early on. Villager versus a boar will lose to the boar, so 2 against 2 also goes into the boar favor, so luckily this dock isn't that far from a base, so he's going to be able to reinforce with extra villagers, but still, some decent grass here. About to kill a villager.
Ouch.
Does kill a villager.
Should really be careful there. I mean, this is the 3rd match of the series, and he can't afford to make any mistakes.
What we saw with that harass can actually factor in to the fact that Carrico is a set player. A set player is your primary, he's probably going to know the strength of the animals that are converted for set much. He'll have a better insight into the strength of the boars, opposed to like a lion or something, so he knew apply pressure with the boars and possibly get a kill there, so just something you see by the fact that he won the first matchup and gets to play his.
Carrico right around 60% thaw, and Avely at 30%. And you're quite right there, Count. Carrico is aging up at least 30 seconds faster.
Yeah, that's all because of the boars. And also, the starting fishing ships are quite close to Carrico's dock. So he can advance faster. However, Avely got a lot of more fishing ships right now. So I think it will level out. So it will just be about the water micro.
This should be definitely interesting to see the more water micro here. Both players are top tier, so I think Avely definitely has more experience, though. He's been around longer.
Yeah, I also think so.
But, I mean, as I said, you never know what could happen because, you know, it's already 1-1, and Carrico has proven to us that he's able to take off a match. So, if he wins this one, it's all over.
Count, do you know how Avely or Avely actually pronounces his name himself?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so we're all just making it up here. They like the easy ones like Count. There's no different possibilities for Count. It's just Count, so 4 players had simple names.
Carrico just harassing him on land. Although he is losing quite a bit of army. He's going to end up losing that Wadjet as well. I'm not paying attention.
Can you guys count the fishing ships for me? How many does Avely got and how many does Carrico got?
Well, Avely just lost 1 more fishing boat, so at this point, Avely's got 5, 8, 10 fishing boats in comparison to Carrico, who has 2, 4, 6, so 8 to 10 in Avely's favor.
Alright. Yeah, that's all about the map. And that also means that Avely will be heroic faster than Carrico can be. And if that will happen, Avely got a great advantage above Carrico, because he can make siege ships earlier.
But I think, again, it comes down to the positioning of the fishing ships. The fact that Avely's were so close to the shore, a lot easier for him to defending his fishing ships and not get knocked off them, or if he does get knocked off them, they just safely go in his dock and then right back out again as soon as Carrico backs off, whereas Carricos were more out in the open,
Right.
so more likely to get killed and then longer to get back, just not as safe, so get to fish less in that situation.
Yeah, obviously. I think if we count all the warfare ships, Carrico probably made more ships, but got less food from water. So I think Avely got the advantage right now.
He does have about a 300 food advantage, I just checked.
Carrico
What is
losing
it?
quite a few fishing boats here carelessly.
Are any of these guys going heroic yet?
No,
No heroic yet.
not yet.
Carrico's Pharaoh was at the top of the map by itself doing nothing, but he just picked off the Wadjet, the 5 animals, and a priest with it, but his Pharaoh is still sitting near his second town center doing nothing. Okay, he's going to empower and take the second town center, but bit of a lucky pick off there.
That is a massive fleet of boats. Wow. And Carrico is just about to lose the game right here. Because he's
Carrico-
outnumbered 2-1 by Avely's ships.
Carrico's giving up water. He's taking his second town center. His armory's just coming up now. I think he's just played out on land, which doesn't really bode well for him.
Yeah, but
Still
he
no
can't give
heroic
up water
for
this
Avely.
easy. I mean, he's letting all his ships go to suicide.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. As long as Carrico can get heroic with his food, it's okay. He can survive. If he can't get heroic, it will be GG.
One thing that is nice about this map is because it is so narrow on land, you can get behind big early and at least stalemate it. It's kind of hard to attack your opponent on this map because the choke points are so narrow. Like, if you look at the top right of the map, just one wall width can shut off the entire half of the map to your opponent, so if
Yeah.
there's a map that's comebackable if you lose water big, it's probably this map more than any of the other water maps per se.
Excellent, exactly. And also, if Carrico is making his forward town center, he got a safe gold mine next to it, so he can survive for quite a while. And he got his walls up, so he can protect himself.
Getting it to 3 town centers is the first step, and then the second step will be establishing a solid trade route. Oh wow, very aggressive walling to the bottom left of the map. What that's going to do is it's going to help Carrico secure the bottom of the map and possibly give him an earlier secure trade route. Oh wow,
Yeah,
I really like this shifting sands.
And where did he shift to?
Right by Carrico's third town center. He just shifted a bunch of villagers and is building a tower. I want to see him. Is he heroic yet? Not heroic, so he can't build a mid goal. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, and another shift sands. Where'd this one go?
To his
Oh,
town
TC.
center. The pharaoh's gonna die, and the villagers will be low. So, Avely's gonna be able to defend this relatively easily if he can get the town center up. He's just got to get that town center up, and then he's fine. Avely's not heroic yet, so he can't put any real pressure. Classical units will die to defensive towers or the town center. Carrico will be fine. The thing that concerns me though, Carrico's third town center is in water range. All Avely needs to go is go mythic, and then he can just whack that town center out. Both third town centers are within water range, so the fact that Avely controls water, it's not just that economic edge from the fishing ship. He's gonna be up a town center as the game goes later on by controlling water.
I think the big problem is going to be for Carrico his trade route. If Avely is able to break through that wall on the bottom side of the map, he cannot make a trade anywhere. So I think might be the game maker, the game decision, if the game goes later on.
Definitely, that top will be nearly impossible to get a trade route going because you just got that one small wall that basically forces the trade to go along water. Where his gold is to the bottom of the map though, he might be able to sneak a market in there and do a kind of half trade route that would still get him by, but you sacrifice some population there, the lesser distance.
Yeah, if that would happen, it will cost him like 15 population, and that will be devastating in the late game. So he won't win if that will happen. You have to get the bottom side of the map, otherwise it's GG later on.
Wow, check out these villagers just absolutely destroying towers like no problem. They have a bonus for his towers, don't they? It's 150%.
Correct.
So, essentially, villagers have 14 attack versus towers, which is absolutely huge. Why do they have that bonus?
They have that bonus because otherwise you can just rush as Egyptian, shifting sands, and build a lot of towers next to the gold mine of your opponents. And then it's instantly GG. So your villagers need a bonus.
I'm assuming they did that in the earlier patches.
Yeah, exactly.
Really just want to see the fast mythic out of Avely to get the upgraded siege ships out and take down that town center for good. Then he'll be playing at a population advantage the rest of the game.
Here's 2 Wadgets incoming. Wadgets are awesome myth units, but I never make any.
As they stay classical fighting like this, I think Carrico's getting the better of these traits, like resource efficiency wise and buying time. I don't think any real damage is going to be done until he actually gets heroic.
Well,
Classical
Avely
units
has pretty much 20 fishing boats. I mean, that's massive. And it's hugely in his favor.
Yeah, I agree with Ryfang. If Avely can't get heroic, he can do real damage, and then it will be just even. The guy has to get heroic as soon as possible, otherwise he can't make siege, and they will just boom and get both a great economy. Ah, there it is, heroic.
Got the market building at the top, he's getting fortified town center. He also just deleted a bunch of his arrow ships. I guess he's got such good control of water, he needs them. He also instantly got the heroic fishing ship upgrade, so that's going to give him an amazing food economy.
Carrico just upgrading his walls. That upgrade for walls is absolutely huge.
It makes him like 10 times harder to kill, even though it just like doubles HP. It makes it to the point where you basically need siege to kill the walls.
Got more hack armor.
Mythic coming for Avely. That'll be game. Going Thoth, so we're going to have Meteor and then also upgraded siege ships range that can reach the town center coming shortly.
Well, you would think so. I mean, because Mythic, he's got all these fishing boats, and you would think that he has a lot of food income. So
I'd almost like to see Carrico go full water, like dock to the bottom. He's starting to dock now, but he really needs to retake water now, knock out Avely's economy, and then also prevent the siege from taking out his own third town center. mercenary spam to hold on land if you need to, but gotta win back water soon, otherwise the water's just gonna kill him.
Definitely, and also I think Avely got no farms at all, so he's totally relying on his water for food.
Really good point. That's something you don't see, like, see it in higher level games occasionally, but not at lower level games where it'd be even more efficient. But a lot of times people win water and then rely on that as their sole food economy. Then they'll delete all their ships. So if you then get heroic faster or just try to retake water and they're not expecting it, you can wipe out their entire food economy.
Yeah, exactly, and also Avely can only make chariots and siege rams. These units are really easy to counter with only mercs. So Carrico doesn't have to make any army at all, he can just make mercenaries and survive. So Avely got to make some elephants, got to make some farms, otherwise he can't push on.
The mythic siege ship range upgrade's 30% complete. The town center's already dead, but as soon as that upgrade completes, he's not going to be able to re-establish that town center.
Yeah, GG, the economy of Africa is so bad.
You're right, but he's also retaking the water with siege ships, which they take so long to train that they're easily countered by hammer ships. If you want to retake water, you've got to really do it with hammer ships, is usually the best option.
Yeah, definitely.
Carrico trying mythic, but there's nothing really to cast on that's going to be that effective. I guess he could try to cast it on the gold mine and the production of it, but that probably would be the best use. But he still can't get the town center back, even if he does knock out the production, because Avely still controls the water.
Well, Avely is going Titan, so he needs to save his god power to kill the Titan Gate.
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. I think that's where his Phoenix is going right now.
Yeah, you can see it. I was going to be like, how's he even going to get vision? And then I spotted the Phoenix cross water now.
That long-range siege is going to hurt though, plus the tower.
Their early concerns were about getting the map control to establish a trade route. He's controlled the bottom just fine. He just doesn't have the food economy to even pump trade. He got heroic so late.
Yeah, indeed. Avely got some trade already.
Wow, champion spearman.
Count, what are your thoughts on the mythic god choices in this matchup? Think Thoth or Horus is the way to go?
Both can be good. Personally, I prefer Thoth because of that Book of Thoth upgrade with your town center. They give really good bonus against or for your villagers, and the spearman upgrades aren't that good. They make you better at fighting against elephants, but elephants are really slow. If you make walls and catapults, and towers of course with grenadations, there's nothing you can do with elephants. They are too slow, they can't walls effectively, so it will be just waiting till the other guys kills you with his catapults. So personally I prefer Thoth.
Gotcha. I think that's a really good point. I'd still personally prefer the spearman upgrades over the elephant upgrades because, like you said, elephants are slow. So even with the HP upgrade, you don't really like the elephants. But at the same time, I think the biggest factor is the economy of the book of those. So
Yeah,
you're spot
exactly.
on there.
You shouldn't make elephants and you shouldn't make spearmen. You should only make mercenaries and catapults, towers. In that game, and Avely does it right now. He adds a few spearmen because he got extra population, but if he got more trades, he should stop making spearmen and just towers, walls, catapults, and more towers, and more mercenaries, and more walls, and more catapults.
And more caravans. That's what you spend the population on.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, you got so many gold, you can make always mercs. That is the thing you want.
Carrico's got no trade going, even though he's got the market up, so...
Beautiful
He doesn't
thing
have
about
any
mercs.
food at all. He doesn't have food.
Yeah. And the beauty about mercs is that you can't counter them. There's nothing that counters them.
Yeah, walls. Walls counter mercs. And
Well-
towers, of course. Ballista towers are incredibly strong. So if you make a lot of towers and walls, the mercenaries can't reach the catapults. So that's the trick about late game.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. But in terms of units, nothing counters them.
No, agree. Agree.
And Carrico is just running out of any chance to winning this game here.
Yeah, it's totally over right now. And Carrico is also still making elephants, it seems. And I don't know why. It's totally useless. They die so incredibly fast against these spearmen.
Carrico is on the water with about 13 ships.
Yeah.
So.
It doesn't matter anymore, ECG. Nothing Carrico can do to counter these catapults.
Avely taking no chances of losing it, just going for the wonder right away.
Yeah. Yeah, shoot, it's a tournament game, so you should ensure to win.
Wow, Avely just lost his whole army to Axeman. Now, Carrico should have had those Axemen a long time ago. He should have
Look
mixed
at
the
that.
Axemen with his elephants.
No, you shouldn't make X-Men, you should make towers. Towers and trades.
Good game. Very well done. 2-1 for Avely in this Best Out of 3 series. Congratulations. Really well done there. And thank you everybody for watching. And thanks Count and Ryfang for joining me today in this stream. If there's any more streams coming up, guys, I'll definitely let you know at the site. I'll make a public announcement or something like that along those lines to let everybody know.
I think we have Army Corps versus Shu tonight at 3 GMT. So I think roughly 4 hours from now. I know it might be
right?
late for the Europeans, more of a US, Canada time zone game.
Well, let me just check that right now.
I'm afraid I'll be sleeping by then.
3 GMT. Okay, yeah, so everybody, 3 GMT, Army Corps versus Shu. This is round 32, best out of 3, happening tonight. 3 GMT, so that's in right around, what is that, 6 and that's what, 7 hours, 3, so that's about less than 10 hours. Less than 10 hours, we got another match here.
I think it's 4 hours from now, chicks.
It's 4 hours.
Oh, is it 4 hours? Yeah, sorry about that. Not thinking straight. Okay, yeah, so 4 hours from now, we got Army Corps versus Shu Donut. Don't miss it. We'll see you guys then.